Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I have all of the fragrances that I wore last week to share with you. So yeah, for any of you that might be new around here, it might seem weird that I do a video about the fragrances that I wore in the previous week. I mostly do these videos, number one, so I can rotate so I'm like rotating my collection and using things that like would never get used unless I actively rotated things. Also, these are the videos that are going to be like most informative about how they perform, how I'm feeling about it, different things like that. These are, I don't want to say they're like informational, but these are basically my experiences with these fragrances. It's not just like what I wore. So that's why I do these, and I really enjoy them. I think a lot of you do as well. So anyways, I'm going to jump right in. I do have, about what I do every week. So the first one, and this right here is a perfect example of why I do these videos. This first one is a fragrance that I've had it for a couple of years now. I didn't love it in the heat, and so I just pulled it out to try it in the cold weather to see if it would perform any better, really. That's really what it was about, was performance. I was thinking if it didn't perform well in the heat, it might perform a little bit better in the cold weather. And unfortunately, I have to report that it does not. It does not perform any better in the cold weather. Let me tell you what we're talking about. This is El Lame from Lolita Lempicka. This is the EDP formulation. I do have the EDT as well. I love this fragrance. I just can't make it work for me though. Like there's something about it that, I don't know. It doesn't work on me in the warm weather. It doesn't really work on me in the cold weather. It doesn't perform well at all in either. And when I say doesn't perform well on me, like my skin eats it within 20 minutes probably. I absolutely love the way this smells though. This has coconut and myrrh. It's so beautiful. It's slightly sweet. You really get that beautiful myrrh note, but it's not like a super resinous myrrh. It's more, I don't know. It's softened by the coconut and the sweetness. I really, really like this. It's just one of those fragrances that I never reach for, and it's just never, I don't know. It just doesn't wear great on me. So yeah, unfortunately this one will probably be moving along. I do love the way it smells. It's just, there's something about it that I'm just not connecting with it, I guess. So anyways, that is Lolita Lempicka El Lame EDP formulation. Next, I wore this one. I don't know why. I just like reached for it and sprayed it all over. It was one day after I had worn something else, and I'll tell you, it was, it was one day after I wore something else and it wore off. So I just reached for this because it's a really nice vanilla. This is Pacifica Island Vanilla. I love this fragrance. It's just like slightly sweet, creamy vanilla. There's something about it that smells just a touch tropical, but it's not from like coconut or anything like that. It's just really pretty. It's got this really beautiful kind of perfumey aspect to it. I just adore it. I've already gone through a bottle of this at some point. It's been years and years ago. I want to say it was not long after it first came out, and I want to say this launched maybe in 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. And it was around that time that I had a bottle and went through it. I also went through a tube of the body cream, and it's just a beautiful scent. It doesn't last very long though. The performance on this is not very good. I did spray it on, like I said, after I had worn another perfume all day. I just don't even remember being able to smell this for very long at all. I know when this is layered over lotion though, it does definitely perform a little bit better. You could probably get maybe 4 hours or so out of it layered over the lotion. but I love it. It's such a beautiful fragrance. So anyways, that is Pacifica Island Vanilla. And then this is the fragrance that I wore, and this wore off, and then I was able to spray on Island Vanilla. This is Janison from the, if that's how you say it, I think that's how you say it, Janison, from the Different Company. And I just recently picked this up in a swap. I love this fragrance. It's funny, sometimes this will perform really well for me and sometimes it won't. I don't know. It's like if my skin likes it one day, it'll last for a really long time. Other times, like the other day when I wore it, it didn't last any time at all. I think it wore off after maybe 3 or 4 hours and I couldn't smell it at all anymore after that. But I have worn this before where I sprayed it on and went to bed. And then woke up the next morning, had coffee, you know, went about my day before I took a shower, and I could still smell this. So I don't know. It's just kind of like a hit or miss as to whether it's going to hang around or not. I do love the way this smells though. This is like orange and heliotrope and tonka bean and vanilla and amber. I just love it. It's everything I love in a fragrance. It's just such a super cozy, warm, sweet tonka, vanilla, amber, slightly powdery from the heliotrope. It's just beautiful. I just adore it. So anyways, that is Janison. Again, I hate to say like it performs badly or it performs well because I've experienced both with it, which is, I can't say that about very many fragrances, that I've experienced it performing really well and I've experienced it performing pretty badly. So except for this one. So anyways, yeah, Janison from the Different Company. Okay, I also wore my Replica by the Fireplace. I love this fragrance. It's just such a beautiful woody vanilla is really what it is. It's a woody vanilla. It's got, but it does have a nuttiness to it from a chestnut note, and it's just really beautiful. It's sweet, it's smoky, it's woody, it's slightly nutty. Yeah, and really, really heavy on the vanilla. I really, really love this. I've had this in my collection for so many years. I went through, I think, 3 or 4 of the travel sprays before I invested in a full-size bottle, and I'm very glad that I finally did. I've had the full-size bottle for a couple of years now, but yeah, I am glad that I finally picked up the full-size bottle. This is an absolute beast on me too. This is one of those that I can, sorry, you're gonna hear my dog clicking on the floors here. But this is one that you can spray on in the morning and you will still smell it in the evening. This one is a beast on me. So anyways, that is By the Fireplace from Replica. Okay, next is one that I pulled out, and I talked about this in my rose video and I couldn't put it away until I wore it. This is Elie Saab Essence No. 1 Rose. Oh my gosh, I love this fragrance so much. It's so like classy and expensive smelling. It's sweet. It's nothing but a bunch of different roses and like rose oil from grass and turkey. But there's something about it that it's like sweet and it really is jammy. It's sweet and jammy. It smells softly spiced, but there are no spices in here from what I can see. But it's just beautiful. It almost smells like an antique chest or something, but without smelling like wood. Like if you opened up an antique chest that had dried rose petals in it, or maybe like rose sachets or something like that. You open the chest and you just get this whiff. That's what this reminds me of. It's beautiful. I adore this. It's sweet. It's syrupy smelling. It's just really beautiful. And Fragrance Net does still have it for, I want to say with whatever coupon they had the other day, it was like $100. But if you can find a really good like 35% off coupon, it should make it like in the $80 range, I think. I want to say, well, no, I didn't get mine from Fragrance Net. I got mine from fragrance by, I think, .ca. I'm pretty sure that's where I got mine, but yeah. Oh, and I got it for, I think mine was like $72 or $73. It's just beautiful. It's just such a beautiful cold weather rose. So anyways, that is Elie Saab Essence No. 1 Rose. Okay, next is one, you guys are going to be sick of listening to me talk about this fragrance, but I've been wearing this like crazy. I did wear it last week. This is one of those fragrances that's going to live like right behind me with the other ones, and I will probably wear it at least once a week. This will probably be the last time for a while that I talk about it in a what I wore video, though, because if not, it'll be in every single one, and I know you guys will get sick of that. But this is Mevlana from Untamed, and it's so incredible. I love this fragrance so much. This is coffee and rose. It smells like Turkish delights. I think it does have a dried fruit note in it. It really does smell like Turkish delights, like with a Turkish coffee sitting next to it. Like you're sipping on Turkish coffee and you're eating Turkish delights. You've got a vase of roses sitting nearby. You are in a cafe that sells spices, so you can smell the cardamom and the cinnamon kind of in the background. It's got something called Greek mastic in it, which I've said this 100 times. I'm not very familiar with, but it's very prominent to my nose in this. It's like the one note that I can smell that my brain doesn't identify, but I know what it is because from knowing that that's what it is. I love this. Golly, this is one of my favorite fragrances, probably of life.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. And I wore this last week because I just got from Bath & Body Works the Whipped Rose Latte Body Cream that has, I think it's got like, well, not I think, it does. It has, it's rose and cocoa, which I thought would go really well with this. And it did. But this like totally outdoes that Bath & Body Works lotion. It made a nice base for this. I love this. This one is a beast on me. I can easily get 8 hours out of it. It does wear closer to the skin after maybe the first couple of hours, but even though it is wearing closer to the skin, you can still smell it. Like I can still smell it on myself all day. It lasts forever on clothing. It's just like, it's just a stunning fragrance. So anyways, that is Untamed Mevlana. And then last but not least is the fragrance that I can still smell on me today, and I sprayed this on last evening. I did take a shower last night because I had to get up really early for work this morning. And after I took a shower last night, I put on the Bath & Body Works Black Amethyst. Yeah, Black Amethyst body lotion, and I sprayed this over it because this smells so similar. Even though I do think they did have another one that was called like Midnight Pomegranate, I think. And I think that's what this smells more like. But anyways, I sprayed this on last night. I sprayed it over the lotion and I still smell like this. And it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon the next day. So, and I will smell like this until I take another shower tonight. I love it. It's so beautiful. Sorry, let me tell you what this is. This is Lake and Sky Midnight 07 Eau de Parfum. This is an absolute beast of a fragrance. It's beautiful. It's fruity. It's patchouli. One of you said that the Black Amethyst body lotion reminds you a lot of Coco Mademoiselle from Chanel, and I totally agree. They all do kind of smell alike, and this, I would say it gives me Coco Mademoiselle vibes, but this is like Coco Mademoiselle if it was fruity and syrupy. Yes. Like, oh, it's so amazing. I'm just so glad that I came across this brand or this house, because this is one that I would have never thought to try on my own. So I'm just so glad that I have these. Yeah, these are, I will be adding full bottles of a couple more of these to my collection this year. Definitely a full bottle of 1111, the spray perfume, and definitely a full bottle of Côte de Paradis. and I'm so grateful to have this full bottle. It is incredible. So anyways, this is Lake and Sky Midnight 07. So anyways, guys, that is going to be it for all of the fragrances that I wore last week. I do hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next one.